Hey, I wanted to make a short video here with a visual presentation of what a loan goes through. And because I know there's some of you out there that are maybe experiencing uh, mortgage doom loop is the best way I can put it, meaning you felt like you have been asked to give everything and then you've been asked again and the process is still dragging on. And so I wanted to do a little video presentation here and explain why it might seem so difficult and like you're being just asked for the same things over and over again. But basically, your loan is this nickel right here, okay? And it starts out over here. That's you looking for a loan. And you're asked for some basic items to start the process. And so basically this is processing and pre-underwriting here. And each one of these is a different person. And so everybody can only handle so much volume. So, if one of these people was to have two, then the next 2 or 3 leads would all come to them, right? So I have them all set up with 5 here, except this gal who has 4. So your loan goes to her. She reviews everything that you've sent in and you try to find a lender. So, and maybe you just closed one of these loans last month and you're like, I have everything, just send it to, loan company ABC. Well, she gets to the loan in a few days and she's like, hey, loan company ABC doesn't do this exact loan anymore. You're like, oh my goodness, really? Yeah, your borrower doesn't quite qualify. Maybe the credit score is a tad low. Maybe the loan amount's not right, too low, too high, whatever. Maybe they require 3 years on the job now. So you're like, okay, help find another lender. So these are the underwriting at the lenders, and there's dozens of these. I'm only representing 2. And so they're like, hey, I think I found another place to put the loan. But they also require, this and that, maybe more bank statements, maybe, proof that no large sums have come in or out of the bank in the last 90 days. Okay, so you go back to the loan officer and ask, or borrower, and ask for those 90 days bank statements or different things like that. Maybe they require tax returns and the other company only required W-2s. So you're like, hey, I got to get your tax returns. And so you as the borrower, like, man, you already asked for a bunch of stuff. I rounded it all up. I got it to you. Now you're asking for more. So let's say you get that. And so your processor, we'll call this a processing group here. They send the loan over and it lands at a lender. And one of these lenders, same thing, they can only handle 5 loans. So it goes over to this gal or guy here. And within a few days, they get working on your loan. And let's say you were doing all this in the month of November, okay? And now by the time they get to the loan, it's today, it's December 5th. And some new rules just came down December 1st. So this person right here sends back to you, hey, you need to make some changes. Your borrower, we need you to document some more information. We see on there, that they changed jobs a year and a half ago. We just need an explanation why. All these things. So now if you take your time getting this information for this person, guess what happens? Another loan comes over from another processor and yours gets kicked out because they can only work on 5 at a time. So yours will drop back to your processor, pre-underwriter, and sit there until you get the information. Now let's say you get that information. You go to send it over to that company again. Well, there's no guarantee it lands with this person because maybe this person at the same company now has a gap in their processing, underwriting, so your loan goes over to them. So now another week or 2 has passed. Guess what? They just got in trouble last week for a loan just like this, and they did not document, that the person has, had not had any time gaps greater than 60 days. There was a loan found that 2 years ago, there was a 60-day gap. The person was sick, so, it's legit. But because they got in trouble for this, they're going to request this and go, I'm not getting in trouble for that again. So comes back to your processor, comes back to your loan officer. Hey, I need an explanation from your employer that your 60-day gap was it was approved. You just didn't do it on the blue and da-da-da. you as a borrower are like, oh my gosh, you guys are asking for more stuff again. Wait, why don't you just ask for all this up front? Well, it wasn't discovered until, we went through this step. We went over to this person. We came back. The rules changed. Now we got information. We landed with another person that got in trouble for this. So that's where you're at in the process. So if you don't get that information, guess what? Same thing happens. Your loan drops back over here. Another loan supplants you, and you are out of the loop again. So you're in waiting mode. Okay. So let's say also you can get to this point and this person says, hey, okay, they ask for one thing, you get it, goes pretty quick. And they're like, hey, okay, thanks. I've got you to the front of the line. So time has passed, days or weeks. And now your loan goes to main underwriting. Okay. This is the person that actually puts the direct underwriter that puts their stamp, their name on the line for this loan closing, and there not being any deficiencies or issues. So this person goes through the loan with a fine tooth comb. Let's say a whole nother, I'm just going to keep using time because lenders do change their loan rules. Generally, they're only good for a year. A lot of loans have changes every quarter to credit score, how much you can borrow based on how much the house is worth, how much you can borrow based on your income, excuse me, all kinds of things. So let's say something has changed on this person's notice that maybe they found out in January. All loans delivered that will not have a house payment prior to January 1st. So this loan wouldn't have one until February 1st. We've got some new requirements coming down the pipeline. Well, these haven't come down to these people or these people yet because it doesn't affect them. So this underwriter asks for something else, another document, usually almost always with income and assets. And so, this trickles down to this person, trickles down to you, and you ask for it from the borrower. If the borrower does not get that information within a few days, this person is looking at new loans all the time. They're coming in. So they try to hold on to your loan for a few days. They basically signed off on 95% of your loan. They need something else. You don't get it. It kicks back to this person. If this person's actually overwhelmed, it doesn't sit with them. It goes all the way back to you. You're basically a week or two out again from going through this process. And there's no guarantee now because your loan is not on this direct underwriter's desk. That single piece that they asked for will now be the solution. So the way that you can help yourself best is get angry if you have to when you get asked for something else. Get over it. Get angry on your own, yell a little bit, stomp around, get over it and get the item. They're not asking for it to keep you busy, to make themselves busy. Everybody in here needs loans to close to get paid. So when it's a process that just goes on and on and on, nobody's winning. They're feeling bad for you too and stressed. So try to get those things. So I hope you can see how after you get the initial paperwork and maybe the second round, and then you're asked, for a copy of a divorce decree. Hey, we found out you had a car that you co-signed on got repoed. We need documentation of that. Oh, we found out you were sick 2 months in 2021. We need proof that your employer is okay with that and they're not holding that against you. You get up here, hey, the 401k company, whoever it was, they just got bought out, or maybe you banked with one of those banks that went under. We need proof that all those funds are transferring over to a new bank. You might go, heck yeah, they didn't steal any money. They're not getting my money, but you have to prove it. And so you get to this person, when this person says, hey, we're all good, we're done, boom, your loan moves on. Now the paperwork's going to go out. You're going to sign and get your loan. Sometimes it's a real struggle and it takes a lot of time and there's a lot of additional requests. And then sometimes some people's loans are very easy. And for some reason, they go right through and they maybe only get asked for one or two additional little items and their loan, gets taken care of 2-3 weeks. All right. Hope that answers your question. Take care out there. Enjoy the holidays. If you or someone is in what I call the mortgage doom loop, where you've been in processing and underwriting for months and months and you need the loan, please get whatever documents your loan officer and the people that are involved in this process are asking for. Okay, take care.